Yep, felt great to finally get out there in full pads. Obviously was hoping a little earlier this week, but things happen. So, yeah, felt good to get out there finally with the guys, really mostly a full squad up front and everything. So some mistakes, some things to clean up and all of that, but I thought it was just fun to get out there finally and start getting dialed in for Seattle.
Carson, with what you went through last week with the limited, or the last week training camp and then this, are you as confident as you can be that the foot's fine?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I'm listening to the doctors and I'm listening to the trainers and everything, so doing as much as they allow me to. Obviously, that's why I didn't take every single rep out there, and I got to listen to them. But I'm optimistic about where I'm at with the foot and mentally with the offense and everything. So we'll see how it plays out.
Soreness or not? I mean, can you share how much?
It's pretty good. It's in a pretty good place.
Carson, with everything that happened this week, we can put together that you've chosen not to get the vaccine. You said it was a personal decision when we started. Do you want to address now why you made that choice, and do you feel like you're doing everything? Chris said yesterday these guys need to be available. Do you feel like you're doing everything to be available to this team?
Yeah, trust me, it is a personal decision. I'm not going to go into depth on why, but I will say, it's a personal decision for me and my family, and I respect everybody else's decision. And, I just ask that everybody does the same for me. I know that's not the world we live in. Not everyone is going to equally view things the same. But, yeah, no one really knows what's going on in someone else's household and how things are being handled. So it's a personal decision. That's just where I'm at on it. And, with the protocols and everything the way they are, it's really for us, it's all about understanding them clearly and making sure that we are, dotting our I's, crossing our T's, all of those things so that, we can avoid what happened this week with a couple of us.
Appreciate the attention with the franchise quarterback, who you didn't even test positive with a close contact thing. That could very much happen at some point this season.
Yeah, trust me. I've weighed a lot of things, and I've factored in everything, and I know what's at stake. I know all of those things, and like I said, it's just where I'm at with my family, and that's why just understanding the protocol to truly try everything we can to avoid what happened this week. It is what it is. Whether we agree or not with the protocol and the rules, they're in place. So we got to honor them as best as we can so we can avoid what happened.
Okay, your positioning being whatever it is, is your thinking still fluid, or do you think you're pretty?
Yeah, this has been a fluid process for me this whole time, and that's kind of where, as a family, we've just been monitoring everything we can, letting it play out as long as we can, and this is where we're at today, and things could change, in the next coming weeks, or who knows? Who knows where this world's going? Who knows where the protocol's going? If that'll change. I'm not going to act like I'm an expert on a vaccine or a virus or any of that, and so that's just where we're at right now.
Did the process of what happened this week, though, make you think even harder that I'll let that go back first? With what happened this week, did that even say, you know what? You talked to wife and said maybe we should think about getting vaccinated as a family, or you, after considering it was a close contact and it wasn't even a matter of you.
Right. Trust me, it's been an ongoing process for me, for my family. And so it's, this happening this week, I think it kind of woke us up on really the protocol and just understanding how this happens and just understanding some of the gray areas with the league and making sure we know and that we know what's at stake and how to avoid it. So, but yes, like I just mentioned, it is a fluid process, and I'm weighing every pro and con out there, and it keeps me up at night. There's a lot of things that go on inside my head, but it's just where we're at right now.
Chris and Frank had said that they're continuing to try to educate and encourage you guys to get vaccinated. Do you feel like they're trying to persuade you, or and what are those conversations like?
No, they've been great. I mean, we're all smart. Competitively, of course, they want everybody to, and I get it, and I respect the heck out of both those guys for trusting me, bringing me in here, all of those things. But no, it's been a very healthy. They tell us the facts, they tell us their opinion, but there's no pressure. There's no. But it's said in the right way, because we know what's at stake. We know as a team where we want to go, and we know some of these things can hinder if we let them. That's why we got to do everything we can to not let it be a distraction and to be on top of it with the protocol and everything.
If this happened in the regular season, Do you think you feel like you would let the team down by missing a game?
Trust me, it would be unfortunate, and so it's something that it's unfortunate that that's kind of where we're at. But I get it. You know, there's rules and protocols, and like I said earlier, whether we agree or not, I'm fortunate enough to do this, and I'm employed by the NFL. So at the end of the day, we got to honor what they say, and so let's hope that doesn't happen, and then let's use this hopefully as a lesson learned to avoid everything we can, and you know, try and be out there and be available every weekend.
Carson, we talked about following the protocols, but vaccinated or not, just given the stakes, do you feel like you need to go above and beyond protocol just because, you know, we're all at risk?
Yeah, I mean, I think that with this pandemic, even going back to last year, there's a lot of unknown, and like I said, I'm not going to act like I'm an expert in it, but there's a lot of unknown that I think everyone handles it differently. But being here within the NFL with the protocol and trying to be available, like I just said, yeah, you do want to go above and beyond and make sure you're smart with what you do, not only in this building but outside this building, and just understanding both to be available, but also from our health standpoint, everyone, you know, has a different approach and opinion on their health with this matter. So there's a lot of things that unfortunately are taking our attention away from football. So we try and keep it as much as we can about football here, and just make sure we're on top of those things in and out of the building, just so we can be available and be healthy.
Two more.
You have a weekend off, Carson. You have a weekend off. What will you do will you do anything to try to get yourself continuing heading in the right direction to play?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's not just 3 straight days off for me, for sure. I'll definitely get some good family time in, which is always fun. But you know, I'll be in here working out and continuing to progress and rehab this foot, so that, you know, hopefully next week we're optimistic and we're in a good place.
Last one here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What did you learn from last week and going on close contact? What was there a mistake made by you? You felt like what did you?
No, I mean, it's something that learned it can be tough to avoid some close contacts, and just really trying to further understand and you know, push the league to just make it clear to us, so which has been, you know, addressed, just so it's clear to us how we can avoid those situations. And you know, I could dive into the details, but I don't need to. You know, I don't think anybody made any big mistakes. It was just kind of the way it unfolded, and so we learned from it, and you know, we're going to do everything we can to avoid it going forward.
All right, thanks, guys. What was your reaction when you found out that I mean, this is a big practice week.
Yeah.
You didn't get to have control.
Yeah. I mean, I was frustrated, just like the other guys. I mean, nobody wants to be out, especially when you're coming in here every day testing negative. And so you want to be out there, and I'm at home watching meetings from my office and all of those things. It was frustrating, but you know, I used the time to still get better with my foot, still be locked in, watch some extra film, and I was really excited to get back out there finally today.
Think you'll be ready to play in 10 days, 11 days?
I'm optimistic, but again, we'll see. I'm optimistic. We'll see. It's going to come down to how the doctors feel, where I'm at and everything. But just being out there full pads today, taking, you know, a handful of reps, I think was definitely the step in the right direction. Thank you, guys.